good friend and reliable and capable partner, and I'm notifying Congress that I will designate Qatar as a major non-NATO ally to reflect the importance of our relationship. I think it's long overdue.
We're going to discuss this now with David Des Roches in the U.S. Capitol. He's a professor at the Near East South Asia Center at National Defense University. David, always good to speak to you. When a country is given this designation by the U.S. as a major non-NATO ally, what exactly does all of that mean?
Well, first, it's primarily a prestige thing. It means that the country is, in the top ranks of places, joins countries like Australia, Japan, Korea that do it. But it also has implications for security assistance. So the review period for weapons transfers by Congress is shortened. There's enhanced possibilities for collective research and development. U.S. war stocks can be stationed in major non-NATO allies, with the idea being that these war stocks might be made available to the ally in times of war, things like batteries or expendable missiles, ammunition. And they get first priority for excess U.S. defense articles. I don't think that'll be a consideration for Qatar. When you look at the nuts and bolts, it probably doesn't mean a whole lot for Qatar beyond the prestige, but prestige is a significant thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Qatar is this pretty small country, but it's been in the headlines lately, especially with regards to the Taliban, Afghanistan, and helping the U.S. Get people out of that country. But David, what are some of the other countries that have the same status, and how have they benefited from this and their relationship with the United States?
Well, the closest country is Bahrain, and that was awarded to them when they were participating in operations in Afghanistan. They benefited primarily by access to U.S. excess defense equipment, so Humvees, tow missiles, things like that. So that was the benefit for them. Kuwait, also in the Gulf Cooperation Council, has long been a major non-NATO ally, and I think that's a recognition coming out of Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and the very, very generous hosting arrangements that Kuwait has for the U.S. Israel and Egypt are both members. I think that's carry on from the Camp David Accords. They get sort of a favored status in U.S. security assistance. Jordan is, Jordan has always been one of the top 3 states in terms of U.S. security assistance. But there's some other countries like Pakistan where I think that was done primarily during the Afghan war just to keep them on side in a recognition of their importance to our logistical effort in Afghanistan.
And of course, when it comes to NATO at the moment, the main issue most of the world is discussing is the Russia-Ukraine tensions. It was one of the issues that were discussed between the Qatari leader and Joe Biden today. And one of those issues was really about providing energy to Europe in the event of a conflict, and Qatar providing that energy. How would all of that work, especially with them now being a non-NATO ally?
Well, it doesn't have a direct impact on that. The designation is controlled by the Arms Export and Control Act, which just deals with sales of weapons and provision of weapons and military goods and services. But I think that there probably is a clear connection. The prestige of this is pretty significant. I mean, it wasn't 5 years ago that you had a U.S. president toying publicly with the idea of supporting regime change in Qatar. So elevating Qatar into the top tier of security assistance priorities for the United States is very significant. But I don't think there's a direct connection, or at least not one in law. There probably is one in terms of deal making and diplomacy.
And I'm sure there will be lots of deal making and diplomacy in the coming weeks. David Des Roches, thank you so much for that analysis.